Hi there, beautiful souls. I hope you're having a great day. Thank you for joining me again, Nutritious Lives and the Wellbeing Guinea Pig. This is just a little introduction to tell you that I'm splitting this video into part 1 and part 2. I really enjoyed doing this video. It's honest, raw and truthful, the only way that I know. So I hope you find some benefit. I also wanted to do a quick disclaimer. I am not a trained medical professional. Everything that I talk about in these videos are from my own experience, and it is made for educational purposes only. So please enjoy, and I will see you in the next one.
Hi Truthers, welcome back to my channel, Nutritious Lives and the Wellbeing Guinea Pig. So I'm just testing out a new little location. I've got a new ring, I've got a ring light, so I'm pleased about that. So hopefully the lighting's going to be a little bit better. And I've also got a mic. So the sound quality in the last video wasn't the best because I changed my phone. And again, technology being my best friend, of course, it didn't come through for me. But that's it now. It's 2023. All that crazy technology thing, it's at the back of me. It's going to be all sunshine and roses from this day forward. Okay? Affirm with me, guys. Come on, let's do this. Right, back to the video. So today is going to be, I may split this video up because I'm going to probably waffle on, and I don't care. I like waffling on. It's good to talk. It's offloading. So if it needs be that I have to make it a part 2 and split it because I'm talking, then, you know, so be it. I'll have to do that. But today is going to be about antidepressants, coming off antidepressants, and also vulnerability and being ill over Christmas, right? So again, very candid, very open, very vulnerable, the way I always like to do it, and you know, the way I wish that you would do it also. We need to be a lot more vulnerable with our feelings, especially to release all these blockages, to live our best life, right? Our abundant, wonderful life. But we've got to do this by releasing, by not holding on to these emotions. So I really do recommend doing some releasing work when you can. But anyway, that's another subject. But for today, I'm going to talk about coming off these antidepressants. So the first videos that I did, like a few years ago now, it was talking about, you know, going into the hospital and all the rest of it, really just offloading how that felt, and the fact that I had to go on this regime of antidepressants to actually even go in the hospital, which, you know, that's a subject all on its own. But however, you know, I came out of the hospital and life carried on. And as the time's gone on, and I've progressed on my journey, I've been gradually coming down on these antidepressants. So there were the antidepressants. I mean, it's not really important what they are, but there are 3 different lots of antidepressants, different types, that I had to take at different times through the day, and it was quite a hefty amount that I was on. And you know, I could talk about the issues that created, but I'm not going to, because that would extend the video even longer. So 3 lots of different antidepressants that I was on, and gradually I have come down over like 2.5 years, just over 2.5 years period. And 6 months ago, before going through the issues that I went through with SP, just before actually, which was great timing on the university's part, of course, I came down on my antidepressants. So that didn't probably help. I didn't anticipate that, which is life, right? So, when we're doing these things, we can plan things out as much as we like, but sometimes life just happens, doesn't it? So, but I didn't let that stop me, and I came down. So, in the end, six months ago, or just over, I went down to, the last antidepressant I was on was called mirtazapine, and that was the first one that I went on, and it's the last one that I've come off. And the reason for that is because I was slightly reluctant to, because it's the one that I took in the evening. So my mind latched onto that being a contributing factor of why I would go to sleep. So you can see how the mind attaches meaning to these things, and then we have to like mentally strip this away. But anyway, so I went down 6 months ago. I went down to 15, which is the lowest dose that you can be on for mirtazapine, and from the highest dose to the lowest dose. And then I decided just before Christmas that I would come down again, because it will have been 6 months, and of course, for me, 2.5 years ago, 2.5 years to be on antidepressants in my world is a long time. And if I could have chosen, I would have not chosen to have gone on these antidepressants in the first place. But I did. I did choose, because obviously, there's always free will, and free will was there in my world, and I made a decision to go into the hospital, and that was the decision. So in effect, I did. So I'll detract saying that, but being compos mentis, if I hadn't have gone through the issues that I had have gone through, then I would have, there would have been no possibility that I would have even considered going on these antidepressants. So back to where we are. So I made this decision to then totally come off my antidepressants, and I thought, yeah, it's the right time. It's been 6 months since I went down, and I've been incrementally doing that, over the 2.5 years anyway. But however, I did stumble. I thought, because of all my knowledge on anxiety now, and sitting and accepting and working on my blockages, and all the rest of it, and the affirmations and manifestation, which I wholeheartedly believe in. However, when I came down, I don't know whether it was the combination of then, the Christmas sort of rush, the Christmas pressure, needing to get everything sorted for the kids. But my nervous system did start to feel it. I started to feel anxiety, which then did loop back into a certain amount of loss of sleep, which this is the reason really why I wanted to talk about coming off the antidepressants, because it's a good thing in a way, because what it did is it highlighted to me the blockages that were still there. So what I mean by that is that with all the work that I was doing with the affirmations and manifestation, it highlighted to me that with my nervous system being affected again and being sensitized by taking away this antidepressant, what it highlighted was that there were still blockages that were there that I needed to work on. What were those blockages? And so this is what I had to come back to the drawing board to work out. Because let me explain to you why I say that. Because when we go through periods of stress, so we all do it, we all go through periods of stress, obviously. But what our brain locks onto through that period of stress highlights to us where we need to do our work. So say, for example, if you were going through periods of stress, mine was because of taking this antidepressant away, and what that did to my nervous system. But say you've got a lot of pressure at work, and there's some incident that really sort of got it's the straw that breaks the camel's back, and then we're in this sort of cycle of stress, this stress response, this danger response, this, our brain and our nervous system being on high alert, like I've talked about before. um, what comes up in those moments is highlighting to us our blockages. So for example, if you've gone through that, and you know your body is going through it, you've looped back in, and then you've had this issue with driving your car, right? Then that is going to be at the forefront of your mind again. All those the memories of the trauma, or the memories of what what you've been through, and that's still a blockage that's living inside of you, that becomes the big focus again. Does that make sense? Or say, for example, I keep knocking this, sorry, it's just because I'm just so another thing potentially could be, you've had trauma, and then you've almost used cleaning, like, OCD as a go-to mechanism, where you've tried to sort of self-soothe in that way, but it's highlighting what you need to work on, which is, why do you go to self-soothe in that way? What is it at the back of why you have this OCD? These are blockages that you still need to work on. Do you understand? So in every area of your life where you start then perpetually focusing on, that is your brain's way of saying, we need to deal with this trauma. This trauma still lives within our nervous system, and we need to get to the back of this. So this is what I wanted to highlight to you today. So it's not doom and gloom. Obviously, I I went through it again, and I have to be vulnerable, and I have to talk to you about this.